In this video you will learn about the main ways to influence others from the book The Psychology of Influence. First way, explanation. Imagine that you do not have time for work, but you still need to print a couple of documents, but there is a long queue in front of you. Research has shown that if you ask, "Can you let me go ahead because I'll be late for work?" then you are much more likely to be allowed forward. But if you ask to be let through like this, then the chance will be much less. Method 2, stereotype. Now imagine that you are in a store and there are two pairs of shoes in front of you. They are very similar in appearance and quality, and you like both. But which one is better? In this case, the rule starts to work. Expensive means better. You get what you pay for. Here comes the influence on you through the stereotype. Honey, it doesn't always mean better. An experiment was conducted. The student takes turns sitting in front of 3 buckets of water, one with cold water, the second with water at room temperature, and the third with hot water. After he lowered one hand into cold water and the other into hot water, he is offered to place both hands in warm water at the same time. The student's gaze was confused. Although both hands are in the same bucket, the hand that was previously in cold water feels like it is now in hot water, while the hand that was in hot water felt like it was in cold water. This technique is used by realtors. At the beginning, bad houses are shown, overpriced, and then at the end, the house they need to sell. This influence is called the principle of contrast. The following technique turned out to be very effective and brought huge profits. To an unsuspecting passerby, Hare Krishnas give a gift, usually a flower, which in no case should be returned, even if the person claims that he does not need it. This is our gift to you. Refusing to say to a passerby. The passerby is then asked to make a donation to the community. This principle is called the principle of reciprocity. The person of whom you have given something feels indebted to you. The next example, a young man is walking down the street and a little boy comes up to him, who says that he is selling tickets for a concert that will take place in the evening, next weekend. The boy asked if he would like to buy some tickets, but the young man refused. Well, the boy said, "If you don't want to buy tickets, then buy big chocolate bars. They are very inexpensive." The young man bought a couple of pieces, and immediately realized that he was caught. Conclusion: he doesn't like chocolate, he loves money. But he was left with 2 unnecessary chocolates, and the boy left with his money. This technique is called mutual concessions, the need to make concessions in relation to the concessor. Have you noticed that the caller to make a contribution to charitable causes usually begins with a question about your health and well-being? How are you feeling? Or how are you? The intent of the caller is not only to appear friendly, attuned and caring. The fundraiser is seeking your response. Usually, to such polite questions, you answer, "Great," or "Good." Once you've publicly stated that you're doing well, it's easier for the fundraiser to push you into a corner to force you to help those who are doing poorly. I'm glad to hear it. I'm calling you to ask if you can make a donation for the needs of the unfortunate. People who have just claimed that they are doing well, be afraid to look mean. This principle is called commitment and consistency. Now imagine that you're in a shopping center, and you pass by one store. You notice a crowd of people inside who are actively buying something. What feeling do you get? Of course, you have a curiosity to see what is there. You come in and make purchases you don't need. Why? Because others did it. This principle is called the principle of social proof. We often assume that we are doing the right thing because others are doing the right thing. This principle says, the higher the number of people who find this idea true, the more true this idea will be considered. Where everyone thinks the same way, no one thinks much. You knew that the main task of a lawyer in court is to make the jury like him. Since we automatically attribute pleasant appearance to such positive qualities as talent, kindness, honesty, intelligence. This principle is called the principle of benevolence. We like people who are like us. Moreover, it does not matter what kind of similarity we are talking about. The next principle you see every day on TV is an actor playing a doctor advertising drugs or something related to medicine. Although the actor is not at all versed in medicine, many will simply follow his authoritative advice. This principle is called the principle of authority. People are ready to do almost anything, following the direction of authority. There was an experiment where homeowners were told how much money you could lose if you didn't properly insulate your home. They are more likely to insulate their homes than those who have been told how much money they can save. This principle is called the principle of scarcity. This principle is often used by sellers when they say that a product is available in limited quantities. The thought of a possible loss has more influence on people than the thought of gaining something. If you like this video and want to see more works on our channel, then subscribe to the channel, and if you've got some experience, then don't forget to share this video with your friends.